development of legal rules for social order is preceded by the moral conscience, a statement said by Brock and Mastroianni in 2013. It has been said that the ethics begins where the law ends. Both aim to create and sustain social good. Neither ethics nor the law stand alone. Although ethics attempts to identify and consider all available solutions to a given problem, the law frequently limits these solutions. This intersection of law and ethics frequently causes conflict and raises different important questions, such as which bioethical choices, if any, should be limited by the laws and etc. We are here to provide examples on various matrices by exploring the relationship between ethics and the law. The first is ethical and legal, followed by ethical but illegal, unethical but legal, and finally unethical and illegal. The first two examples are of an ethical and legal nature. For example, every student in the University of St. LaSalle are required to have a school ID number and a password in order to access the university's various websites. It is ethical because it confirms that the person logging in is a USLS student. It is also legal in the sense that the student has access to its student's account without interference from anyone. It is illegal and a crime if he or she does not have a school ID number but has access to the university's resources. Giving credit to someone else's work is the second ethical and legal example. For example, suppose you're scrolling through Pinterest and come across some nice images that would look great on your Instagram feed. You posted it and gave credit to the owner in your caption. It's ethical because you didn't claim his image as your own and instead gave him a credit. It is legal because you did not steal the owner's intellectual property, but rather credited him and informed the public that it was his work, not yours.
Whistleblowing involves exposing illegal or unethical activities within an organization, which may include data breaches or misuse of personal information. While whistleblowing is often seen as an ethical duty to protect the public interest, it can also be illegal under certain circumstances, such as violating non-disclosure agreements or trade secrets. In some cases, whistleblowing who expose illegal or unethical activities may face legal consequences. Could be the use of hacking to expose security vulnerabilities and bring attention to the need for improved cybersecurity measures. While it is illegal to gain unauthorized access to computer systems, some hackers argue that their actions serve a greater good by exposing weaknesses that could be exploited by malicious actors and helping companies and organizations strengthen their security protocols. However, it is important to note that hacking without permission can cause harm and may not always be considered ethical or justifiable, even if the intention is to improve security. Targeting advertising and data mining to collect and analyze user data without their explicit consent. While this may be legal under current data protection laws and privacy policies, it can be considered unethical because users may not be aware of how their data is being used, and their personal information may be shared or sold to third-party advertisers without their knowledge or consent. The second example is the use of artificial intelligence, algorithms, and predictive analytics to discriminate against certain groups of people. While it may be legal to use these tools to make decisions in areas such as hiring or lending, they can perpetuate and amplify biases against certain groups such as people of color or women. This can result in unfair outcomes and perpetuate systemic discrimination.
Bullying and harassing someone online is a common example of unethical and illegal behavior. Personally, I frequently observe this type of behavior, especially in social media platforms, particularly on Twitter. It is common on stan accounts for fans of various groups to harass, slut shame, and degrade various K-pop idols in the name of fan war. I see these various tweets because I use Twitter frequently. According to what I've observed, Jennie of Blackpink is frequently the victim of such activities. People on Twitter despise her and frequently slut shame her as if it were the most natural thing to do. This type of online behavior is obviously unethical because it is not right to judge and degrade people over a fan war. It's also illegal because online bullying is a crime and anyone who does it faces legal consequences. Another example of unethical and illegal behavior or activity is plagiarism. Plagiarism is one of the most common forms of academic dishonesty in education, including higher education. For example, student assignments may be copied from fellow students or taken over, in part or entirely, from previously published works. The use of computers and the internet increase the opportunities for students to commit plagiarism. They do, however, make it much easier to do and much more difficult to detect. It's unethical because you're claiming someone else's work as your own and it is dishonesty. And it's illegal because you're stealing someone else's work.